Welcome to CBSE Class 9 Artificial Intelligence, Subject Code 417, Part B Subject Specific Skills. So far, we have already discussed the previous stages of the AI project cycle. Now, let us move ahead to the next important stage, data exploration. Data exploration helps us understand the data we have collected. It involves organizing, analyzing, and interpreting data to find useful patterns and insights. In this stage, we look at different types of data, identify important features, and represent data using tables, charts, or graphs. By exploring data carefully, we can detect trends, relationships, and possible errors in the dataset. This step is very important because good understanding of data leads to better AI solutions. Let us now explore how data works and how we can make sense of it. In this lesson, we will cover some important topics related to data. First, we will understand data exploration, where we learn how to analyze and study data. Next, we will move to data visualization, which helps us present data in a visual and easy to understand form. We will also learn about the need for visualizing data and why it is important in real-life situations. After that, we will explore different data visualization tools used to represent data effectively. Finally, we will look at various ways to visualize data, such as charts and graphs. Let us begin step by step with these topics. Data exploration. Now, we will discuss about data exploration. After collecting accurate data, the next step is data exploration. Data exploration means finding patterns and trends in the data. It is the third stage in the AI project cycle and also the first step in data analysis. In this stage, we try to understand what the dataset contains and study the characteristics of the data. This helps us make sense of the data before using it to build AI solutions. Data visualization. Now, we will discuss about data visualization. Data visualization means presenting data in a graphical or visual form. Instead of looking at large amounts of numbers or text, we use charts, graphs, and diagrams to understand the data more easily. For example, a bar graph, pie chart, or line graph can quickly show trends and patterns. This helps us understand what is happening in the data without much difficulty. Data visualization can be done using computer tools as well as by drawing manually. It helps to organize scattered or unstructured data into a clear and meaningful format. By visualizing data, we can easily identify important trends, relationships, and changes over time. This not only makes data easier to understand but also helps us make better and more accurate decisions. Need of visualizing data. Now, let us understand why data visualization is important. Data visualization helps us understand and comprehend the information stored in data more easily. Instead of reading large amounts of data, we can see it in a clear and visual form. Let us look at its importance one by one. First, data visualization is a powerful way to represent a large amount of data in a short and clear visual form. Second, it helps us explore data and present the results in an organized and attractive way. Third, it makes data easy to interpret and understand, even for complex information. Fourth, it helps us clearly see trends and relationships in the data, which may not be visible in raw data. And finally, data visualization helps in combining different categories of data, which reduces the amount of data and makes processing easier. So, data visualization makes data simple, clear, and useful for better understanding and decision-making. Data visualization tools. Now, let us learn about different data visualization tools. Data visualization tools can be either manual or automated. We choose the tool based on the type of data and how complex it is. There are many tools available. Let us look at some popular ones. First, Tableau. Tableau is a widely used and user-friendly data visualization tool. It can handle large amounts of data and create interactive charts and dashboards. It also allows users to collaborate and share data securely from different sources. Next, Microsoft Power BI. Power BI is a cloud-based tool. It helps us collect data from multiple sources and combine it into one place. We can create interactive dashboards, analyze data, generate reports, and easily share them with others. Now, ClickView. ClickView is a tool that helps us understand the relationships between different data. It stores data in memory, which makes it very fast. Instead of using arrows or lines, it uses colors to show connections between data. These tools make data visualization easier, faster, and more effective. Let us now look at some more data visualization tools. First, Looker Studio. Looker Studio is a free and powerful web-based tool. It helps in creating interactive charts, dashboards, and reports. It can combine data from different sources and allows real-time collaboration with others. Next, Excel. Excel is a commonly used tool for data visualization. It provides different types of charts like bar charts, line charts, pie charts, and more. It is simple and easy to use, but it is not suitable for handling very large datasets. Now, Plotly. Plotly is an open source tool used in Python. It helps in creating interactive and visually attractive graphs, including 2D and 3D charts. It also allows customization, making graphs more meaningful and easy to understand. Next, Matplotlib. Matplotlib is a Python library used for creating graphs and charts. It can produce high-quality visualizations and supports both simple and advanced plotting. Finally, HighCharts. HighCharts is a JavaScript-based tool. It is used to create interactive charts for web applications and works well on devices like Android and iOS. It is flexible, customizable, and supports many types of charts. These tools help us present data in a clear, interactive, and effective way. Ways to visualize data. Now, let us learn about different ways to represent data visually. There are many techniques that help us present data in a clear and easy to understand form. Let us start with the first technique, bar chart. A bar chart is used to represent categorical or grouped data using rectangular bars. The height or length of each bar shows the value it represents. The bigger the value, the taller or longer the bar. In this example, we can see different rainy day activities like painting, computer use, reading, and games. The bar chart shows how many students prefer each activity. Now, how do we draw a bar chart? First, we draw two axes, one horizontal and one vertical. Then, we label the categories on one axis and the values on the other. After that, we draw bars of equal width with heights according to the data. A bar chart is mainly used to compare different groups of data. For example, it can be used to compare marks of students in different subjects or scores of teams in a match. So, bar charts help us easily compare and understand data at a glance. Let us now learn another technique, line chart. A line chart is created by plotting a series of data points and connecting them with a line. It helps us track changes in values over a period of time. In this example, the line chart shows the population of bears over several years. Each point represents the number of bears in a particular year, and the line connects these points to show the trend clearly. We can easily observe whether the population is increasing, decreasing, or staying constant. Line charts are best used for displaying numerical data over time. They help in identifying patterns and trends, such as changes in temperature, rainfall, or population. So, a line chart makes it easy to understand how something changes over time. Let us now learn another technique, pie chart. A pie chart represents data in a circular form. It is divided into different sectors or slices. Each slice shows a part of the whole, and its size depends on the value it represents. The bigger the value, the larger the slice. In this example, the pie chart shows the favorite fruits of students. Each section represents a fruit, along with its percentage. Now, how do we draw a pie chart? First, we calculate the total value of all categories. Then, we convert each value into a percentage or angle. After that, we draw a circle and divide it into sectors based on these values. A pie chart is best used when we want to show how different categories contribute to a whole. For example, it can be used to show expenses, population distribution, or preferences. So, pie charts help us easily compare parts of a whole in a simple and visual way. Let us now learn another technique, area chart. An area chart is a type of graph that shows how values change over time. It is similar to a line chart, where data points are plotted and connected with a line. But in an area chart, the space below the line is filled with color or shading. This makes it easier to see the total and compare different groups. In this example, the chart shows the wildlife population over different years. Each colored area represents a different type of animal. Now, how do we draw an area chart? First, we draw the horizontal and vertical axis. Then, we plot the data points for each category. Next, we join the points with lines and fill the area below them with color. An area chart is useful for comparing the overall size or distribution of different groups over time. For example, it can be used to show rainfall, temperature changes, or population growth. So, area charts help us understand trends as well as the contribution of each category over time. Let us now learn another technique, bubble map. Bubble map is used to represent data on a map using circles, also called bubbles. Each bubble shows a specific location or region. The size of the bubble represents the value of the data. The larger the bubble, the higher the value. In this example, the bubble map shows tree cover in different areas. Each bubble represents a region, and its size shows the number of trees. Now, how do we create a bubble map? First, we take a map of the region. Then, we mark different locations on the map. After that, we draw bubbles of different sizes based on the data values. A bubble map is useful for comparing data across different geographical areas. For example, it can be used to show population, sales, rainfall, or number of trees in different regions. So, bubble maps help us understand location-based data in a simple and visual way. Thank you for watching this video. If you found this lesson helpful, please like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more educational content. You can download the complete notes from the link given in the description box. Also, join our Telegram channel for study materials and updates, and follow our Instagram page for more educational content. All the links are provided in the description box below. Keep learning and stay connected.